The breath itself is very helpful. I trust you have all found out for yourself. There can be an emphasis on breath in some schools of Zen. It almost becomes the path through which we enter. But we must be careful here, as was explained the other day with Dakwi in a different context. He said, everyone talks about calming, or more properly, stopping and then seeing. But I say, see, and you'll stop. If you turn it into some kind of an end in itself, we end up tripping over it. It can itself become a hindrance or an obstruction. Give yourself, your whole body and mind to the practice. You'll know how to breathe. Obsess about the breath and you'll just get headaches and stomach aches and all kinds of problems. Give yourself to the practice. The breath is one way to help us do that. No more, no less. But it is a very good way. Again, not thinking, obsessing about the breath, but breathing. Breathing. You see the fundamental difference, Then it becomes a precious entrance. It is itself a physical practice, breath. The breath is not just a thought. It's an actual physical way of bringing what we call the mind and the body as if they were two separate things. Well, they can be discerned, but they're not just two separate things. And the breath shows us in a sublime way. It unifies what is already one. But if you go off thinking about it, well, you know where that leads. So breathe. Be one with that breath. Don't follow it. If you follow it, you're already separate from it. Be one, inseparable. It cannot be separated from the breath. Then the concentration naturally matures and becomes, as I said, solidified in a sense, congealed. The hectic, busy pace naturally. This is a good entrance to the Zen practice. The breath itself, the sitting itself can be a way, but it's a very elite, if you will, a very pure way. People speak of just sitting, but they're usually sitting there thinking about just sitting. To truly just sit is a very challenging practice. Almost all the people I know who think they are doing it are thinking they are doing it. They're not doing it. It's not a thought. It's got to be total, complete. That's why the breath can be so helpful. The breath can be so helpful. A koan can also be helpful if it's used in the right way as a kind of an anchor to lock us in, to help us solidify all into one rather than to go out into thoughts about the koan. Well, mu means it's shunyata, it's emptiness. So mu is actually nothing. So this has nothing to do with mu. The point is to be mu through and through. Then It's inseparable from the breath. It's inseparable from whatever you do. And that is naturally sustained, maintained, continued through all the activities of the day. But that mu is not separate from the breath. Often it's first entered through the breath. It's almost like you breathe mu in the monasteries. Often that's what they're doing. It's got to be a bodily as well, not just a mental thinking. It's got to be a total physical and mental experience so that everything becomes naturally, you see, solidified in a sense. It gels, it congeals. Then when that breaks, everything breaks up. If you just do a little bit, well, you know what happens. It's like wanting to dive into the ocean, but instead you're on the beach playing with the puddles. Okay, that's nice. But the point is to dive in and know the depths of the ocean itself. But if you just bring the experience together a little bit for a half an hour, well, when I'm playing music, well, it's nice. But the whole point of Buddha's practice, it's clear, not just slowing down and having an experience like that, but coming to a full and complete stop. Then, how to say it, experience is transformed at its root. It doesn't just become another experience that then the self wants to get back to or go toward. Just a symptom of the dis-ease. I trust it's clear.